So hello once again. Nice to have you here. Some of you actually said they would like to see where they would be sitting as a coachee. There you go. This is where you would be sitting. And take a good look and I hope it helps. Today's session is on procrastination. What is procrastination anyways? Well, let's say another week gone and you didn't get to what you thought was the most pressing issue of the week. And worse, this isn't the first time this has happened. Well, then you may very well have put on patterns which are worthwhile looking at because you're procrastinating. Why? So that you can get rid of those patterns, if you want to, of course. First of all, have you taken a closer look and do you know why you are not getting done what you should be getting done? There are various seemingly good reasons for procrastinating, and I've described the four most common ones in today's song, which is called Maybe on Monday, and maybe not. First of all, not doing what you should be doing may have its benefits, and those may work against the urge to act. So what to do? First of all, be honest with yourself and be aware of your fear. Fear is a good emotion. It's meant to prevent us from harm, but at the same time, it can also prevent us from fully living our lives. We can overcome our fears. That's the good news. By preparing for a new situation, best that we can. And then by taking a leap of faith and living through our fears and the situation. In this case, the fear of being alone can be tackled by having good friends and family supporting you during the first period after separation. And you may want to take up the challenge of getting to know yourself better and learning to live with yourself. This may actually be an exciting new task if you go about it in the right way. Knowing who you are and knowing you can live a good life on your own will bring you a new type of independence and the option of finding a new partner without the pressure of having to find somebody as soon as possible. Having said all of that, of course you can also decide to remain with your present partner. If that is the choice you want to make, do start looking for the things that brought you together in the first place. When we first commit to a relationship, we tend to see the things we have in common, and quite often only those, whilst later on, when things are not going that well, we tend to focus on the things which are different, where we don't match. So you do have a choice on where to put your focus. And it can actually be a good idea to take a look at the differences and look upon them as something where we can learn. Let's say being more relaxed about cleaning our home and thus having more time to enjoy happy moments with your partner. The second reason the song gives us for procrastination is perfectionism. Now, I've already put up a whole video on the issue of perfectionism because it is one a lot of people struggle with. If our standards are higher than high, we will of course have difficulties achieving them. But do ask yourself, is 100% or more really what is required? Today's world is fast-paced, and speed always comes at the cost of quality. This has nothing to do with you personally or your personal skills. And it is a good idea to take a close look at what is more in demand, speed or quality. I know they do tell you everything needs to be perfect at work sometimes. And of course, you should be capable of delivering 100% or even more. But do take a closer look at who actually gets promoted in your company. Often it is not the people who provide the best work. Quite often it is those people who know how to sell their work best. Now, that is not always a good thing, but if you don't communicate at all about what you're actually achieving at work, you might be in for a disappointment because nobody seems to see the value of your work. This could also be the case because as an expert, you're the only one who really knows what 100% is. So, think a little about how to explain your skills better at your workplace or wherever else you feel you're not being appreciated enough. The third issue which can lead to procrastination is a very common one also. The to-do you should be doing is something you don't like doing, so what you do, you avoid it. The problem is, quite often, the issue won't go away. So, again, it's worthwhile taking a closer look. Maybe a friendship is not what it used to be, and you feel you're the only one giving, and your former friend is on the taking side only. Then the time may have come to move on to new friends, rather than getting annoyed every single time this person reaches out to you or you feel you should be reaching out to him. Of course, family members, as in my song, cannot always be dealt with in the same way. Making our peace with our parents, for instance, is one of the big challenges in life. And it can be a very rewarding one because resolving this issue will take a lot of stress out of your life. The same goes for other family members, of course. Last, there are of course tasks we don't do because we just don't feel up to them. Taxes is a favorite one worldwide. How come so many people always do their taxes at the last minute? Of course, there are some who have good reasons, but most of us basically just feel the whole issue is too complex and too overwhelming. So how do you go about dealing with complex tasks? This will be a good question to ask yourself. Well, first of all, you can get support. There's nothing wrong with getting people to help you who know better. This could include getting a tax advisor, doing a course on taxes, researching on the internet, and maybe even finding people you like along the way. The other thing you can do is cut up the task into small and manageable pieces and starting well on time. So rather than making up your mind to do all of the tax declaration on one evening, you could split it up onto several evenings and start off with a part you actually feel comfortable with already. Then you could take a good look at what parts you are not comfortable with and have enough time to reach out for support. There are positive side effects to this strategy. Realizing that you can actually overcome this type of challenge and find solutions for the future will do a lot of good for your self-esteem and make the next complex issue easier to tackle. Also, as you may know, having watched some of my other videos, I strongly believe that we are all here to learn. And learning can be a lot of fun if we go about it in the right way. Our brain actually loves being slightly challenged. So if we make sure that we go about our challenges and learning tasks avoiding too much pressure and stress, but also making sure that we move ahead just a little, we actually are able to set up the right pace for our learning curve. So let's close today's session by wishing you all the best in overcoming your personal obstacles and lots of success in getting the to-dos you really need to get done out of the way soon. Bye-bye and all the best.
Time to leave my boyfriend. I know the end is overdue, but I keep it going. dad's message. I know I am overdue, but I feel the strain, the stress, the stretch. Another unpleasant thing to do. I know I should be doing my taxes. I know I am overdue, but this stuff is fun.